tradition with a twist. That's the mark of a maker.
And welcome back. It's the highlight of our week, the perfect comfort food to get you through self-isolation.
And Simon is sharing his recipe for mac and cheese. One of our favourites, I think, Aidan. We both love this dish.
We've been calling for this for a long time.
A staple of the American family dinner table. Nice and simple, variations you can do. What I want to concentrate on today is showing you the process of how to make the sauce, because that's key to it. So the macaroni pasta comes like this, nice little small little tubes. Cook it as normal. Salted water, nice big pinch of salt, and then just transfer it into a dish and let it start cooling down, okay? So that is done, ready to go. Now, the sauce. In the quantities that we have up on the Facebook page for the one that I'm going to show you, they're very big quantities. This feeds 4 to 6 people.
Okay, so a family meal.
And when you're making that sauce, it's going to take you about 20 minutes just to melt everything through. We obviously don't have 20 minutes. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to use smaller quantities, but I still want to show you the processes, okay? So in a pan, I have some butter that I've melted down, okay? It's on a reasonably low heat. Just keep it ticking over, okay? So our butter is melted, and then we're going to add our flour. And this is a standard roux that we're making. Now, it's important that you start this bit off with a wooden spoon. And you'll see there straight away it starts getting lumpy, okay? The key here is not to panic, all right? Just get that flour cooked out and slowly but surely just start adding more flour in.
And did you say the medium heat, Simon? Yeah,
medium to low heat. You just want to get this soft, just keep the heat on it for the moment, Laura. So again, you'll see this stage, you'll think, oh my God, that's gone lumpy.
It's too dry,
It's panicking. Don't panic. Just get that flour cooked out, and then at that point, you start adding your milk in. Now, when you put the first drop of milk in, incorporate that in as best you can with the wooden spoon. But then we're going to change over to a whisk. So you'll see what I'm doing there, just letting that milk get into that with the wooden spoon, stir it through. It'll go away quickly because the heat is still on it. Then switch over to a whisk and then just keep adding your milk.
OK, and if you had made the mistake of starting with the whisk, what would have happened?
Oh, no, you'd be all right. It's just an easier method of doing it to get the milk incorporated into the flour. And you can see here now it's much handier with the whisk. That flour will cook through much quicker. And again, all you want to do now is just keep adding your milk until your quantities are used up. And what you're looking for here is a nice, smooth, silky sauce.
And if we're cooking to the quantities on your recipe, you're saying about 20 minutes?
Yeah, they're just long. It's just, they're bigger quantities. And what takes the time up with this sauce is that you're going to melt the cheese into the sauce. And because we use hard cheeses that we've grated down, they'll take a while to blend through. So that's what takes 20, 25 minutes.
It needs a bit of TLC, this recipe.
Yeah, you need to stand over this, Again, you can see it's gone smooth again, so I'm just going to put more milk in. Take your time, and you'll see it'll go runny, and then it'll incorporate the butter and the flour, and it becomes nice and silky. That is your basic roux. That's a white sauce.
And it is very basic, isn't it?
It is basic, and you could use that then if you're doing a fish pie. That'd be a lovely white sauce. You could use it for your white sauce on a lasagna. It's a bechamel sauce.
OK, so it's a good
And
base.
that's really it. Now, the part that takes a long time, as I say, is melting the cheese. And for my recipe, what I use is I use a mixture of Gruyere cheese, which is a Swiss cheese.
A lovely taste to it,
It is a gorgeous... Now, it's strong. To the point where yesterday when I was cooking this at home, everybody was watering in the kitchen, kind of with their hands over the milk going, I don't like that, Dad. I don't like that. So you can see what I'm doing here. I've just added in a small little handful. And then keep stirring it through, just over a very low heat. You can see I have it on a low heat now. You can even take this off the heat if you want, because the residual heat in this mixture will cook the cheese down. Again, just little handful by little handful.
And this does make a difference to the taste, because I've only made mac and cheese a couple of times, but because I've no patience, I just threw everything in at once. No, you need to. This is the key part of the process. You'd find bits of lump of flour or something.
It's not great. On top of the Gruyere, I am adding some good old Irish red cheddar. We're spoiled for choices in this country with the dairy produce that we have.
So is this your touch?
Yeah, this is kind of my... Look, if you don't like Gruyere, if you don't want it too strong, if you think the kids might turn their nose up at it, just go with a mild Irish cheddar, a white Irish cheddar. So you can see there the mixture starts to get lumpy again. Just take your time with it. Let that cheese melt through. I'll keep stirring it. We're going to hit it with a little bit of salt, tiny little crack of pepper, and then one little ingredient, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg.
So I saw this in the recipe and I thought, ooh, So there's your secret ingredient. That
There's the secret ingredient. Little nutmeg to give it that Christmassy touch, it being the 31st of May.
Yeah, why would you want nutmeg in it?
It's just a little flavour profile, and Laura, it just lifts a little bit. So you can see what I'm doing now, incorporating all of those through.
Lovely.
And again, you'll see the cheese is nearly there. This is what takes the time. And again, as I say, with the quantities that I have up on the Facebook page, this will take about 15, maybe 20 minutes. So you can see it starting to thick up, getting thicker all the time. Okay, so to assemble the dish, we preheat the oven to 180 degrees. And what we do then is, with our pasta that's in there cooking or cooling away, when you're happy with the consistency of your sauce, and don't worry, it's going to continue cooking in the oven, just add the sauce. Look at that. So in that goes.
Could you eat it just like that now, or it has to go in the oven?
You could run off to a dark room, Aidan, and put a face cloth over your head and just eat it away. You could.
I might be running to another room afterwards then, would I?
Yeah, well, we're just going to try and be a little bit civilised here, Aidan. Do you know what I mean?
Only asking.
So we're adding our pasta through.
Neither of us have the patience for this, do we?
I know, this is...
just want to eat.
You would actually just eat that. I mean, I've seen that served in the States in that, at that state. But what we're going to do...
The crust on top is...
Yeah, so we're going to pop our pasta into that dish, and then to finish it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some breadcrumbs over it. And then another little touch. Yeah, it's a little pasta bake. Yeah, as I say, you can serve it like that, but I like to bake it. So get a little bit of your breadcrumb on top, a little bit of Parmesan.
Lovely.
Across the top. Now, one little tip when you're cooking it in the oven, as I say, it's preheated to 200 degrees. When you pop it into the oven, just cover it loosely with a bit of tin foil, okay? And bake it for about 20 minutes. That will cook the bake itself.
Will it still brown the top, though?
Yeah, you take the tin foil off then for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Bland. Okay. Yeah.
And you'll end up then with this beauty. This is for us, the small one I made. I've been reliably informed is going home in the back of Janine Curran's car.
Our floor manager, Janine.
This is her favourite dish. You need to just be careful with this, because this is scorching.
Hot, yeah.
So if you all want to talk amongst yourselves while I pretend I'm not burning myself.
Well, I'm definitely going to try this with the nutmeg, because I would have used a garlic clove crushed in the cheese, in the roux.
Oh, that's hot. Wow. And that
lovely
is what we have. Now, as I say, the quantities that I got up on the Facebook page...
Turn that.
Are for this one. A lot of the diners in the States then, to serve this, look, you can go straight away, put it out in the plate, off you go. A lot of the hipster diners in the States, they're letting their macs cool and then they slice them and then they fry them on the pan and serve it with some fries, so you get a slice of mac and cheese. When I was looking up this recipe to put into the book and researching mac and cheese, that's the way a lot of the cool hip diners in America are serving them. But in a family setting, put that in the middle of the table, scoop it out.
So a really nice, fresh kind of green salad maybe, and garlic bread or whatever.
Yeah, and look at the size of that. That will happily feed 4, 6, even 8 people.
It is filling.
It is very filling, but very, very tasty. So nice and simple. 20 minutes, 10 minutes off then with the tin foil away, and that'll give you your lovely crust. And you can see right around the edges, that cheese is just bubbling.
I can see why it was worth putting in the oven and not just dropping your face into it.
Now are you happy?
I got it, pal. Well done. That looks absolutely mouthwatering.
Looks delish.
It looks delicious. And of course, full recipe details are up on the website. That's virginmediatelevision.ie/IrelandAM. Thanks, Si.
Another great job, Simon. Now, up next, cricket legend Sir Ian Botham tells us why he's cooking up a storm. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Tradition with a twist. That's the mark of a maker.